if you look at 2024, for example, for all serious indictable offences, including rape, 83% were committed by white people, 7% by black people, 6% by Asians. The majority of child exploitation, sexual exploitation suspects, 83%, and victims, 85%, were white. Data from 2024 indicated that only 3.9% of group-based abusers were of Pakistani heritage, 85% were white. Now, statistics can tell myriad stories, but I think the point I would make in telling you those figures is that if you listen to some people across the pond, there's a sense that, all the sexual abuse in the country is being perpetrated by Pakistani Muslim men. That's simply not true. We've had some disgusting scandals which were terribly badly handled and covered up by governments and authorities who thought it was too racially incendiary to reveal who was perpetrating them. But that doesn't mean that Britain is awash with these people perpetrating these crimes on a gigantic scale across the country. So there's a lot going on here, but my overriding sense, living mostly in the UK, is that this characterization is false. What do you make of it?
Yeah, so look, almost all of our corporate media, pundits that are in the establishment media, our politicians, et cetera, do propaganda, and this is propaganda. Now, let me explain why. They say, oh my God, we might have a Muslim takeover of our countries. Israel's already taken over all of our governments. And it's not just Israel, big pharma, to Loki's point, all the donor class, the Epstein class, they've all taken over our governments. They've certainly taken over the American government, the British government. The Irish seem to be free, thank God for that. And then they go, it's the Muslims. I mean, it's almost comical. It's comical. And then we're talking about, grooming gangs going after kids or whatever. Oh, that comes out just as everyone's talking about the Epstein files and how a bunch of pro-Israeli figures raped American girls. Oh, it's the Muslims. It's the Muslims. So next time you hear it's the Muslims, I guarantee you that it's Israeli propaganda trying to divert you from something that's in the news now. And everything is constantly subverted and inverted, right? So, Israel has a right to exist. Wait, Palestinians don't. Palestine doesn't exist. Israel does exist. Everything in our media is utter propaganda on behalf of Israel. So I warn you about all of these topics is to try to drive up hatred against Muslims, against immigrants. Now, if you're in Europe, to address some of the points here, and you say, hey, you know what, I want Germany just for the Germans or the French just for the French. I'm not German or French, that's your business, okay? But I'm an American, and in America, we believe in equality. That's the core thesis of this country. And the country is made up of almost nothing but immigrants, Jewish immigrants, Muslim immigrants, Italian, Irish, and we become the #1 country in the world because of that diversity and that equality. And the pro-Israel forces that control our government hate that. They're like, no, don't let any more Muslims in. And if they criticize Israel, arrest them, take away their liberties. Now they got a Religious Liberty Commission that's taking away religious liberty if you criticize Israel. I mean, it is over-the-top absurd. And if you say, hey, wait, I'm concerned about a lot of Muslims in Britain, okay, maybe I believe you if that seems to be your concern. But wait a minute, they say the same thing about America, and there's barely any Muslims in America. So that's how you could tell it's propaganda, because it's not really related to the facts. It's related to news events around Israel. Whenever Israel's in the news in a bad way, you'll see a whole heap of people attacking Muslims in UK, US, and everywhere else as if they're the real problem. Muslims in the West have almost no power. People who support Israel have nearly infinite power. These are obvious facts.